my name is Celeste and welcome back to my channel. First of all, I want to apologize for looking like a rat, but you know, for a worst books video, why not look the worst, right? I don't have time to try to look nice. I'm trying to be cozy. It's kind of cloudy out right now. The weather is vibing, and I just want to talk about some books I did not like and honestly kind of hated last year. We're haters here first. It's been going around like YouTube and BookTube and Book Talk and stuff that people can't be harsh with their reviews or whatever. First of all, yes I can, because it's my opinion, and opinions aren't facts. Facts are facts. They are true. Opinions are true for yourself. So if you have a different opinion from me, that's okay. So let's get into the books. I am going to be looking to the left here because I do have my computer set up with my notes, because I don't know how to just talk about things, you know. So anyway, first one is Someone You Can Build a Nest In by John Wiswell. And this one I'm a little scared to talk about because I know that a lot of people like it, but I didn't finish it because I was so turned off by the romance, and I know it's supposed to be romance horror or whatever, but I got about 30% into this one and I just couldn't do it. So like I said, the romance, it felt unrealistic to me. But you know, it wasn't supposed to be solely about the romance. It was supposed to be about the horror aspect of it, like the body horror aspect of it or whatever. Even so though, I don't care. I don't think the romance was like written very well at all. It felt like very insta-lovey from where I finished the book, you know. The characters were also not great. I didn't care about the main character or her love interest or like any of the characters outside of them. I know those characters don't really matter, but still, I feel like they were very boring. And I don't know, it's a man writing women in a sapphic romance, so I don't know. Me personally, it didn't do anything for me. So I also was listening to the audiobook, and I feel like maybe that's where I went wrong, because for some reason audiobooks, like I can't focus on them for anything. I have to be like physically reading a book, I think, to be able to like really grasp like what the book's about and stuff. Audiobooks though, it goes like this. So that's me. Anyway, yeah, I just didn't really like the book, so I didn't finish it because I was like, I'm not gonna put myself through this. I didn't really like the plot. I didn't like the characters. I didn't love the insta-love romance that was in there, you know. And to me, like, body horror isn't scary, so maybe I just need to stay away from like body horror or whatever. And just, sorry, the camera's rattling. My cat was on my bed because I'm in my bed right now. Okay. Yeah. First video of the year. It's gonna be a little rough. I also did not like how the main character was like thinking about the love interest, because I don't know, it was kind of weird to me and I didn't really care for that. So yeah, it kind of turned me off from reading it and finishing it. So that's Someone You Can Build a Nest In. And these books are in no particular order. I just did it based on my like lowest rating on Goodreads, but it's not like I had a worst book of the year. I just think they were all bad. They were just all bad, so. Okay, next up is Piglet by Lottie Hazel. I also didn't finish this one. This one I also got like 30% of the way into it. And the issue with this book was the writing style, first of all. The main character was insufferable, and I just didn't like the way the author wrote this book, because it's supposed to be about food, but everything about food wasn't written very well. Like, it didn't make me want food or even like think of food. And then the way she wrote it also, like, it was a lot of just actions. Like, she walked to the cafe, she looked at the menu, she ordered an iced latte or whatever. It was like that, and I was just like, okay, you do you, I guess. And then something happens in the book, but we are never told what it is, and then the whole like plot changes, but then we never know what actually happened. And that pissed me off, because what do you mean she like is in love with her fiance or whatever, and then it literally says something like, oh yeah, this happened, but it doesn't say what it was, and then her opinion of him is like completely different, and I'm just like, you're gonna tell us something happened but not tell us what it was, and then everything's different. Logic? And I was reading reviews on this book, and I don't think it was ever revealed what happened. I mean, I'm gonna assume it was something probably like cheating or something, because her opinion of him like completely changes. But I was like, I can't do this with the description of the food and the way things are written. The actions, just actions. The characters were not good. Descriptions weren't good, I guess I said that. And then that, like, the plot twist or whatever. Anyway, that one I didn't finish. I rated it 1 star, but you know, I don't really want to give it a rating because I didn't finish it. So yeah, that was Piglet by Lottie Hazel. The next one is The God of the Woods by Liz Moore. I did finish this one, but I rated it 1 star. You see, the thing about this book is that the characters, none of them like make you want to connect to them. They're all just like kind of just there. And especially the mom, like I guess you're supposed to feel bad for her, but then also like you're supposed to hate her at the same time too. But she's like an unreliable narrator, so you can't really trust anything she says. And I think it does go from her perspective at a couple points in the book. But like, I don't care. I don't care about her. I don't care about the daughter who goes missing. I don't care about the plot. I don't care about the plot twists. The plot twists weren't even good. They just felt like a cop-out. The book was way too long for what it was, and there were way too many perspectives of people that didn't really matter. And then yeah, the plot twist at the end with the daughter and where she ends up, I'm just like, you could have done like literally anything else and it probably would have been better. And then the plot twist with the mom too, I'm like, really? And these people are all like enabling her, allowing her to feel this way, and she should be like getting therapy or something, you know? but that never happens. Overall, I feel like this book was just like a waste of time, and I feel like her other book, I feel like both books that she's written that I know of are well liked, but this one I'm just like, it was so long for no reason. It was so long for no reason. The characters were unbearable and unreliable and impossible to connect to. The plot twists were poorly written, and they were just poor in general. And then no one gives a shit about the daughter who goes missing. They're just like, it happened before, so we'll find her again or something. And I'm just like, for 500 pages, this is all we get? I'm okay, I think. But I am interested in reading her other book. Like, it doesn't completely turn me off. I did like the writing style. It's just like, the book goes back and forth between the past and the present, and then there's like a bajillion points of view, and I'm just like, why? Why do we need to be reading from all these different people? that don't really even matter to the like plot itself. I feel like if it was just like the mom and maybe the daughter, I think that would have been way more interesting. But you know, what do I know? What do I know about writing a book? I've never written a book, so. The next one is another one that I think a lot of people like, and it is The Lamb by Lucy Rose. And I'm just like, no girl, no girl, no girl, no girl. Like, this book actually made me like physically angry. Like, I could feel myself getting like tense and like it just pissed me off so much. Okay. And that's actually pretty funny, you know, because like, why is this book making me so mad? And the fact that I finished it too, like, girl, why did you put yourself through that torture? So the premise sounds good, right? It's about a mother and a daughter, and they're cannibals, and they bring in these strays, which are like people just drifting around, you know. They bring them in, cook, get them all prepped for dinner or whatever, and they eat them, you know, the usual. But it's about this mother and the daughter, and then this like other woman comes in, and she like completely takes over the mom's like life, and I'm just like, so you're just gonna completely ignore your daughter and pretend like she's like the worst being in existence, and like you hate her and you never wanted her in the first place? Then why even have a kid? The mom just, oh my god, the mom made me so mad. Like, you're treating this 12-year-old kid like this, and that's okay? And you're also raising her in this environment? Like, no wonder she's not normal. Like, the relationships made me so mad. They made me so mad. Just all of them are just gross people, and I didn't like it. Also, I think it's like low-key not about them being cannibals either. It's mostly about like the mom's relationship with this woman that comes in, and then the daughter, and the way the mom is like completely leaning into this woman who's just like some completely random person who's just like perfectly okay with being a cannibal or whatever. I'm just like, and the daughter's just like cast aside, and the mom's like, I don't care about you, I hate you, actually you should just go die or something. I don't know, just why are you here? Like, I never wanted you in the first place. I'm like, why are you saying that to your kid? First of all, I get you're like mentally ill, but like, that's not an excuse for treating your kid like that. This goes into the whole thing that people should be, first of all, mentally well enough to raise a child, be financially stable, and want a kid. Like, why are you bringing something into this world when you don't have those three things? And then you're just not gonna care about the kid either. Me personally, I don't want kids, but if I did have kids, I wouldn't treat them like the way the daughter was treated in this book. Next up is We Came to Welcome You by Vincent Torrado. And this one, it was just boring. Boring. The horror aspect wasn't good. The characters were not good. The wife made me mad because, you know, it's always that trope where the partner never listens to the main character. So the main character just kind of spirals. And, you know, that's overdone. And we don't need that kind of stuff in horror books anymore, I feel like. I mean, sometimes it can be done well, but like, in this book, it was not done well. It wasn't scary, it wasn't eerie, there was nothing about it that like made me like, ooh, that was kind of gross. Like, I didn't feel that way reading this book. Overall, it was just kind of boring. And I'm like, again, it doesn't turn me away from the author because they are writing another book that sounds interesting to me, but I'm also like, just a little skeptical going into it, you know? Characters like considered crazy, you know, because she's like seeing these things, and she's like at home in this new place and everything's going wrong, and the neighbors are weird. Like, why can't you make the book actually like horrific in a way? None of it was like, I don't know, like some real life stuff is fucked up, and more books need to be written realistically. Well, you know, take that back. I think just people need to write in a way that is actually horrific. You know, from what I do remember, because I read this like a while ago, probably like over a year, almost a year ago now. There was some commentary on racism because the main character is, I forget what she is, but she's not white, and she's like some kind of Latina, I think, but she looks black. I feel like she's like Dominican or maybe Puerto Rican. Don't quote me on those, but she has like the big curly hair and she's darker skin, and and her wife I think is Asian. I think she's Korean. Anyway, they move into this neighborhood and like everybody's white there, so you know there's obviously gonna be some racist people. But like, I think one thing I did like about it is that the main character kind of turns around and like gets after these people that are racist, and I'm like, yeah, girl, you got it. So overall, this book was boring and I just didn't care. That was We Came to Welcome. Okay, next is Kill Creatures by Rory Power. And I was really excited for this one, and I'm really bummed out that it didn't really work out because the premise sounded really good. But then it turned into this whole like unreliable narrator type thing. I'm so sorry for the shaking camera. I'm trying not to move, but it's just gonna happen because I can't sit still for the life of me. So I think the biggest flaw with this one was that it was underwhelming and hard to follow. The main character, like I said, was unreliable, and we're just not like sure what's real and what's not real. And by the end of it, that feeling was like still there. I'm just like, I don't know what's really happening, and the plot twists were like not twisty at all. They were just kind of there. You think like a mystery's gonna unfold, but like nothing really unfolds, and it's just kind of there. Like, I don't know. So this one was boring, and it was the plot wasn't well written, but the writing style I did like a lot. I think she uses descriptions really well, and I think she writes the characters very well. So it was nothing to do with like the characters, other than the main character was like super unreliable, but the characters were actually really well written, but in a way that I was like, I still don't really know what's going on with the main character and the girl she's like supposedly friends with or whatever. So I think the plot just needed to be edited better, written better. Next is I Leave It Up to You by Jin Chong. For this one, I think the main issue was me, because I did not connect to the main character at all, but I did really like the plot and stuff. But the main character is a gay Asian man, and I am very clearly not that. But I did like his relationships with his family, especially his nephew. I thought their dynamic was really cute because this kid is like 14 or something like that, and he's just like he's so funny, and he's like, hey, I started a TikTok of you. And it's that part's funny. But the main character, like, I was just like, I don't really connect to you like that. And while there was like actually a plot to this book, and it was easy to follow, and like things were happening in the correct way and stuff, I feel like it was just boring to me overall, because the main character is not someone I could relate to very well. And that's just like a me issue, you know, because, you know, you have to like you have to be in someone else's shoes sometimes to like try to understand what they're going through or how they're thinking or whatever. And I couldn't connect with him at all. But I thought the commentary on families, specifically like Korean ones, was really good. I like the dynamics between the family members and the issues they had, the struggles they'd gone through, the whole thing of him being in a coma through COVID, and he comes back and everyone's wearing masks, and he's like, who are these people? I don't know, I can't see their faces because they're wearing masks. So it talks about like COVID a lot and how he like missed it all and how it affected his family because his family runs a restaurant, his dad. And I really liked that aspect of it. So this one I feel like is more me than the book itself. And well, certainly last but certainly not least is A Certain Hunger by Chelsea G. Summers. This one, I really wanted to like this one too, because shout out to Katie Colson, because she likes kind of weird things. She's here on YouTube. But I watch a lot of her videos because I feel like we have similar tastes, but then I'll read some of the books that she like really likes, and I'm just like, this is not it for me. And that's how I feel about this one, because she did read it very highly, and I didn't. I gave it 2 stars. And the main character made me so mad. I feel like maybe because this is supposed to be like satire, I don't know if it's supposed to be satire, but it like I feel like it kind of read that way. But the main character just made me so angry. She's so like pretentious, and she uses all these big words, and she's like, oh, I'm so much better than everyone else. Like I don't feel any remorse for killing these men and eating them, and well, they just deserved it, so why should I feel bad? I'm just like, girl, shut up. First of all, I don't care if you're like a psychopath or sociopath or whatever, just stop. I don't know. I just don't think of women that way, because we're very emotional beings, and like, are there really any cases of like female serial killers where they don't have a reason for killing men? Like Eileen Wuornos, weren't they like, you know, doing stuff to her, and then she turns around and she killed them? Like, deserved, right? Come on. Her though, she's like, yeah, I really like these guys, but I'm gonna kill them anyway because I need them to be a part of me, whatever. And I'm just like, shut up. Stop using these big words that you don't need to, because you're pretentious. But anyway, like I said, I think this is supposed to be like satirical, because it's supposed to be like a commentary, I guess, on male serial killers, male psychopaths, or whatever, and just like how fucking ridiculous they sound when they are like giving excuses to why they're killing people, or I don't know, they just don't think they'll ever get caught because they're like the best people ever. That's how kind of this character was, but she was a woman, and I don't know, I feel like that's I just feel like that's unrealistic to me, because I don't view women in that way. I feel like women are better than men. I feel like, I don't know, we're just better. We're the better sex, in my opinion. Like, obviously there's probably someone out there that is similar to this character, but I don't see it. I don't see it. Women are usually so empathetic and caring and considerate. She didn't read that way, which I think was the point, like I said, but not for me. Women are not flawed. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. And that will wrap it up. Those are my worst books of last year. I know it's like 3/4 into January as I'm doing this recording right now, but you know, better late than never. And it's been a while since I've uploaded a video, so I wanted to upload something and start the year off with a little negativity. You know, you can never go wrong with some negativity, because it's kind of fun, because you know, complaining is just kind of fun. Anyway, if you've gotten this far into the video, leave a food emoji for A Certain Hunger, because I can't think of anything else. And if you feel so inclined, leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in another video. Bye!